My name is Bobby Weiss, and I'm the owner of BRK Meats in East Texas. The cattle business was always interesting to me. As a child, we raised our own beef. We done our own slaughtering, and we done our own processing, and it came to be a thing that you get accustomed to. At the time my wife and I retired, we had about 100 head of Angus cattle. I had an opportunity to visit a local USDA facility that was for sale. The biggest challenge that we had with the existing facility that we were looking at purchasing was it did not have slaughter. Once we purchased the USDA plant, we ended up having to haul cattle about 160-mile round trip to another USDA plant to have the slaughtering done. It didn't take long to realize that we were going to need a slaughter plant. The problem with that at that time was we were in the city limits, so we knew that we were going to need more property. The options out there were pretty limited in terms of what I could do. Through research of my own, I found out about a company named Friesla. I called and spoke with a gentleman named Bob Lauder. Bob actually had a facility that he was opening out in western Texas, and he invited me to come out and check out the operation of it. I was very surprised when I pulled up to this plant. I did not expect to see a total processing plant, slaughter plant, packaging, turnkey job. It was very impressive. I did not need a complete plant. I needed to slaughter, and I need to break carcasses down and then be able to bring them to the existing USDA plant. My next step was to sit down with Bob and his team at Friesla for my project development phase. One of the most positive things that I found about the Friesla products was the fact that I was buying a complete package. I had assistance with design. I had assistance with the HACCP plans that's needed. There was no doubt in my mind at that time that this was going to be the way for me to go. From start to finish of the project was going to be probably half the time. The cost was going to be within the budget that I had to work with, and the fact that I was able to have built exactly what I needed. One of the things that was most important to me in this business was having a good team. That was essential. During that time frame, I had a chance to meet Cam Barton. Cam comes from a ranching family. He understood the ups and downs with the business. I needed to have him on my team.
My name is Cameron Barton, and I'm the Vice President of Operations at BRK Meats. Beef production and processing in America has changed. There's large corporations that are highly involved, almost monopolistic. But I look at somebody like us, BRK Meats, we're able to be a little bit different than that. We have our slaughter facility built by Friesla, and then we have our further processing facility, which is in Carthage. And so we can physically take the animal from pasture to plate. The Friesla system starts with the animals dropped off safely into our pens and stress-free taken into our kill box. After it's slaughtered, it's hung up, and our team of people take the hide off, and we take the organs out. We've split the carcass and then it goes into a hanging cooler where it cools down to an inspected temperature. And then from there, we take it over to our facility to make jerky, cut it into steaks and ground beef. Vertical integration can sometimes be harder. We're bridging the gap between that producer and consumer, and I think that's what the consumer wants to see.
Our business doubled during COVID. People came in, they bought our beef, and they would come back and said, "We've never had anything taste like this. What do you do different?" To me, one of the most rewarding things about being in this business is being able to help these local ranchers, to be able to help the people in this community and have people feel like they were buying something that was safe, that was natural, wasn't full of preservatives. That was really rewarding to me.
COVID changed BRK Meats' approach to the consumer. We really had to take a more educational approach and find a way to connect with that consumer on a closer level. I believe BRK Meats can help fix the food problem in America by starting right here. We see the effects of food, whether that's our diet or things put in the food that we don't want. I want to be able to share with my family that there's a better way, a different way. If we start right here, we focus on what we can control, continue to stay true to who we are and our mission, and keep investing in those relationships, I think it goes further than we know.